I made over 5K in the past week off of Dogecoin. Now, on my last channel, I was putting a whole bunch of people on game with this. This is about 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago, when the last time Dogecoin went from 4 or 5 cents all the way to 70 cents. It may not sound like a lot to you if you're not in the crypto game, but you have to understand that you can make hundreds, thousands, and even sometimes millions off of pennies. That's how this game is played. So you're putting hundreds, thousands, or anything in between on pennies, and you're doubling up as the penny moves. So for prime example, me, I had the first time I had $750, because this when we was getting the stimulus checks. I took $750 of the stimulus check money and I put it on 5 cents and I rolled it out. I just put it there. I said, I'm just gonna see what this is gonna do, because I had been hearing a lot about crypto, and the only thing that I really knew about at the time was Bitcoin and Dogecoin. And with Bitcoin being so much, because it was like 20, 30,000, maybe 40, 50,000 for one coin, you feel what I'm saying? And Dogecoin was the cheapest. And then you got Ethereum that's right behind Bitcoin. So I said, well, let me just see what this one gonna do. It's the cheapest. It's only 5 cents. I'm gonna put $700 on it. Just do it. So that 5 end up going all the way up to 14, 27, 35, 40, 50, and it topped at 70 cents. And then it dragged all the way down. So I'm finna tell y'all how to play this game, because you gotta understand too that everything that goes up must come down. So you gotta know when to get your money out, and you wanna know when to get in. You wanna have an entering and an exit strategy when it comes to stocks, when it comes to crypto, or even when it comes to options. And I'm gonna break that down for y'all in a little bit, because stocks, crypto, and options are 3 different ball games in one. Alright, so with the crypto, you don't want to never put any of the amount that you feel as though that you well, I tell people this: don't risk any more that you wouldn't mind losing. That's how you stay within your means. Don't put no money on there that you wouldn't mind losing. And I'm not saying you gotta be like me and put $700 to $1,000 on there. You don't have to do that. Now, if you want to come up big, that's what I advise you to do. Play big, win big. But at the same time, you have to be paying attention, because this stuff fluctuates so much and it's volatile. So you have to train your brain and train yourself to every morning when you get up, in the midday, in the afternoon, or even sometimes in between, you have to be checking what you're invested into. And a lot of times, well, I ain't gonna say a lot of times, I'm gonna say the last go round with this, we had a lot of people trying to catch the back end. You can't catch the back end. The whole gist of the game when it comes to stocks, crypto, options, you want to get in ahead of time. You want to be able to buy in at the lowest average cost that you possibly can. The lower the average cost, which is the price that you buy in at, let's say like Dogecoin is at hanging out around 12, 13 cents right now. You buy in at 13 cents, that's your average cost. So let's say it goes up to 27 cents. You've now doubled and tripled the amount of money that you've put in on that average cost, right? So a lot of people be telling people, oh, you need to buy the dip, and by them meaning buy the dip, I'm speaking to people that's brand new to crypto, because I want y'all to get a clear understanding and of strategies. So when people are saying buy the dip, they're saying that, oh, the crypto or the stock is finna fall a little bit, and you'll have a chance to basically buy in at a lower position. This is what I always tell people, and what you have to realize. When you are buying the dip, you're losing your initial position, which is your average cost. So if you're already invested and you call yourself buying into a dip, you ain't doing nothing but losing your average cost. So let's say you bought in at 13 and it jump up to 26 and it all of a sudden slide all the way back down to 17. That don't mean you go in and buy in at 17 because you seen it drop from the highest point that it's been at. Because once you do that, you've lost your initial position, which is gonna make you make more money. So you don't want to do that. You would only want to do that if you're out the game totally and you're looking for a spot to get back in. Because people play the game called scalping, or what I would call scalping. You know, they'll buy in at a position, let that thing ride out, let it bounce up at 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 more cents or whatever. But a lot of times when people do that, they got thousands of dollars on a certain cent and they let it go up 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 cents. They done made a bag. You feel me? And then they jump out because they know that it's gonna go back down again, and they'll do the same thing over again. That's called scalping. And I advise you not to play a game like that if you're not seasoned. You feel me? So you want to have an entering and exiting plan. Do you want to play this for the short game? Do you want to play the long game? You got options. Me personally, I'm playing the long game. I'm in it for the long run. So instead of me losing my position when crypto has been down for what, this past year and a half, it's been dead, just like stocks. And I'm explaining to y'all on another video because I don't want to get y'all confused on why the stocks go down and the stocks go up pertaining to Republican Democratic presidents. Okay, so let's jump back. All right, so when all crypto was down at that time, right, I had the option to get out. I could have got out, but my initial plan was to go for the long run. I'm trying to buy, I want to keep my position. I'm hoping Dogecoin go to $1, because if it go to $1, I'm damn near a millionaire. You feel me? So that's what they call whales, or diamond hands. They call them people diamond hands, people that done bought in at early positions. Because best believe it's people that's holding positions that done bought in Dogecoin at 2 cents, and they just waiting. And you want to have the game plan, you know, to each his own, long or short. You can play it how you want to. And this is the big part of the game also as well. You gotta be watching the news. You gotta know who's backing these cryptos. What's the support? What do they have for the crypto that's gonna make you want to invest into it? Don't just invest into them just because other people are. You want to have a reason to invest into crypto. Read up on it. See what all the things that they'll have to offer in the future as far as transactions and use and stuff like that. Kind of like Bitcoin, Ethereum, you know, they got plans for Dogecoin too, you know, and other cryptos as well. There's hundreds of coins out there, y'all. Hundreds of coins. And you don't have to invest into what I invest into. You invest into what makes you want to invest into it. You got to read up on this stuff. And don't try to catch the tail end when things get popping, because that's when people lose. And then they be frowning up with an upside down smile. Oh, I done lost all my money. This crypto stuff is fake. It's a scam. It's a scam. But you don't know enough to be jumping in like that just because somebody tell you, hey, you need to go buy into Dogecoin or so-and-so. It's popping right now. You catching the tail end. Them people initially been invested already way before you. Now, I'm not saying that you can't come up by jumping in at the tail end, because I know people that jumped in at 39 cents and Dogecoin went to 70 cents. So they still made a bag. You feel me? But once it got to 70 cents and it dropped off and went to the pits of hell, they didn't know what to do. And a lot of times when they go up like that, because a lot of people, they'll get greedy and they'll say, oh, well, I'm just going to hold until it get to this, because I know it's probably going to get to this and then I'm going to get out. And a lot of times it may not get to that, or it may get to that and it drop back down so crazy and so fast, and they haven't paid attention, and then they done lost all their money, or at least half of the money that they done came up on. It happens all the time. It didn't happen to me. You feel me? Me being greedy instead of just taking my bread and running. You feel me? So you have to be mindful, and you got to be paying attention, man. This is going to be it is the future. We already living in the future, man. It's Bitcoin machines in just about every gas station you go into. You probably ain't realize it because you just don't realize it. But they're there. And it's some places, you know, and certain things, you know, they only want crypto. It's NFL players that ain't got their contracts in crypto. Odell Beckham's one of them. It's people that done bought cars in crypto that still hold the value. You feel me? It's crazy. Ethereum is another one that I advise y'all to get into. It's around like 12, maybe $1,200 to $1,000 some dollars maybe right now. Man, I remember when Ethereum was at $4,000 per coin. So if you make that sacrifice and put 15 on it right now, 1,500, in the next, by 2024 you'll be a millionaire, or you at least get 100 grand off of it. Real talk. But you gotta learn the power of patience. When you learn the power of patience, you'll always win. I promise. And one of the quickest ways to wealth is investing in the stock market. Just about every millionaire you know got money in stocks. Why you ain't got no money in stocks? And you ain't got to play the crypto game. You can go get you some stocks. You can go get you some ETFs. You know, I advise y'all to get QQQ. They got Apple, Microsoft, all these big tech companies, and Tesla. You know, all these big tech companies all in one stock. That way you don't have to go and buy a share or 2 or 3 or 4 of each one of them. You can buy them all at one time. You feel me? And it'll be at a set price. And a lot of people do that and come up every year, time and time again. So I want to introduce y'all to this game, man. For those of y'all that are not familiar with it, this is gonna be the new wave. You don't want to try to put something like this off and try to say, oh, well, I'll learn it later. I got time. No, you don't have time. You don't know if you're gonna be here in the next 6 months. You know, you don't want to wait until this stuff is full-fledged and then you have to get somebody to try to sit you down and teach you this stuff. Then you're behind at that point. You ain't ahead of the game. Like I say, the whole gist of this is to be ahead of the game. Be ahead of the news. You have to read, you have to study, you have to pay attention, most importantly. And the platforms that I advise y'all to go invest in, and if you're gonna get into stocks or crypto, I really strongly advise y'all to get Robinhood for beginners. And you know, they got many other platforms out there: Coinbase, Webull, Binance, you know, Ameritrade. There's so many other ones out there. Some people be even using Snapchat and shit for not Snapchat, but Cash App for stocks, which I don't recommend. Get with Robinhood, make your account, set it up. Yes, they're gonna ask you a lot of questions about what you make, your ID, all the, you know, the normal questionnaires for you to set up your account. You know, and what they do with Robinhood, it kind of break things down for you. You know, before you make certain actions or moves and stuff like that, it's gonna let you know, hey, this is what you're doing. Are you sure about what you're doing? Because this is what this is. You know, so it kind of break it down for you and simplify things, especially for beginners, because people that get on there and get to seeing all them charts and numbers and lines and stuff, and to completely take a person out of tune of it, you know. But don't pay attention to all that. Don't get discouraged by all that. You know, it's simple. It's nothing hard. It's easy. If I can do it, you can do it. You feel me? That's the mindset you gotta have with it. So man, let me know what questions y'all got. I advise y'all to get into my money text. I'm gonna put the link in the description below. This is basically me giving you instructions. Well, not instructions, but me telling you what I'm doing as far as the crypto and the stock world. And you can follow suit if you like, you know. So this basically just gonna be me giving you plays. Hey, this is what I'm doing. This is what you can be doing. This is the news that just came out. Y'all need to take heed to this. Elon just made the Twitter deal, right? So with the Twitter deal, that's boosting the Dogecoin crypto, because he has plans for the crypto to intertwine with the Twitter, with the social media. And he talking about bringing back Vine too. You remember Vine? It was somewhat like TikTok is today. So there's power moves right there. You feel me? So that's big news. Like I say, Dogecoin is up. Its peak has been at like 14 cents, all the way from like 4 or 5 cents in the past week or so. Now that's not meaning that it's gonna exceed and keep going. We don't know that. Now Elon Musk can come out and say, I don't know, Twitter Doge or something, you know, and make it go crazy. You feel what I'm saying? They can go all the way to 70 cents by the time we wake up in the morning. Who knows? It happened like that for me last time. I woke up when I went to sleep, it was at 28. I woke up, it was at like 50 and 60 cents. And I'm like, whoa, my bag has grown, you know? So it can very well happen like that. And I'm here to tell you also, this is the type of thing where it very well can be a get rich quick type of thing, because it's happened and it can happen. But you know, you'll usually hear that from people that ain't never invested in anything before, and it's their first rodeo, and they hadn't taken out the time to try to figure out how to withdraw. You feel me? And I tell y'all this too, please take keynote of this. When it come time to want to jump in or put money on your account to invest, put it on there ahead of time, or just go ahead and just put it on there and have it ready. Because a lot of people, they be trying to jump in and get in and catch things at a certain time, and what it'll do is it'll kind of put your money on hold for 2 or 3 days from it transacting from your bank onto the trading platform, so that it'll put you in a bind. You may miss the position you want to get in at, waiting on them to release your money to invest. So man, always keep your account loaded, have you some money on there, and be ready. All right, y'all tap in with me, man.